So today we will be discussing for you the exploding stars and an accelerating cosmos. And I'm Saul Perlmutter from University of California at Berkeley.
And I'm Schmidt from the Australian National University. And we are here today representing our two teams.
The question that we originally thought we were going to be asking was what was the fate of the universe? It sounded wonderful to think that you could actually go out and make a measurement that might tell you what the fate of the universe might be, because you can find out how much the universe has been slowing down its expansion. And if it were slowing enough, you might imagine that someday it would come to a halt and then collapse. It took, well, a decade for us, and in the end, what we found out, of course, was that it was not actually slowing down enough to come to a halt. Not only that, it turned out the universe wasn't slowing at all, it was actually speeding up.
You got to a point where both teams got a bunch of results, and you looked at them and said, this is rubbish.
Yeah, I think that both of us in the end of '97 were looking at results which neither team knew about. And I certainly didn't know about your result. I don't think you knew about ours because you were very quiet. And we were looking at a result in our case that said the universe is speeding up, which was sort of the territory of nutters back in 1997.
If there hadn't been two teams, I think our results would not have been believed. I mean, we didn't believe our results, I would say, and I think that was, we then actually realized that we had something, and it was quite an amazing result to find that the universe accelerated, the expansion was accelerating, and not slowing down as we had sort of expected.
The fate of the universe can be determined from its history. In the 1930s, Babbitt and Zwicky have a possible measurement for supernova. But in fact, at the end of the day, they're really difficult to catch.
Finding these objects all may sound very easy, but it is anything but. Here is 1/8 of one picture we might take, and there's approximately 5,000 galaxies in this picture. And so the key is to find the supernova. Can you see it? Well, I'll show you where it's at. It's right there. You can always tell a supernova is a little star next to a galaxy. Unfortunately, there's lots of stars next to galaxies. And so the process of finding these is quite dramatic. And as Saul said, you use the computer to do this. But this is not as easy as it sounds.
I remember visiting Berkeley and talking to Saul. He described his dream. He was going to use supernova to test the redshift magnitude relation. I hope I was polite, but in my heart, I said, "Oh, Saul, this is just so hard."
And it was a challenge because it was science that nobody else was doing, science that nobody thought would work. When somebody gives you the opportunity to do something that nobody else thinks can work, great things can happen.
So we have an accelerating universe. The type 1a supernova measurements indicate a universe which is a 30-70% mix of material which can pull on the universe, 30%, and universe which is stuff that's been pushing on the universe, 70%. And so this is a funny mix that our final analysis of our data, I guess, indicated.
I mean, to think that the dominant energy of the universe, 75% of the universe, is the stuff that pushes on the largest scales rather than pulling like normal gravity here on Earth, almost sounds preposterous. So it's really fantastic. Really, this discovery of an accelerating universe in dark energy is so amazing, so exciting, that never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that I'd be associated with such a fantastic breakthrough in our understanding of the universe.
Brian and Saul, of course, for the prize they have won, and I am so satisfied to see that this very important advance in cosmology now got this prize. But also, I wanted to thank the Groovers again for this fantastic prize that Peter and Patricia.
There's a popular image of the lone scientist in the lab, but I think it's pretty clear here today that this is the exact opposite of our experience. Science, at least for us, is an extremely social activity.
And collectively, not to sound too Marxian here, we, I think, achieved something very special along with the Supernova Cosmology Project of discovering an accelerating universe. And of course, there's a lesson there, because as science problems get harder and harder, individuals cannot solve the problems by themselves. And it is only collectively that we are able to make progress.